lapse in faith, or if you were about to fucking go off the deep end.
I'm back.
Never
But
cast.
Had some
Fuck
connection
the
issues.
demons.
That's what I was about to say. I was about to be like, did we not go through that fucking tunnel system together and have to kill demons? Because I remembered that.
Fuck
Don't
the
forget that,
demons.
buddy.
Fuck the demons.
Well, fuck the demons now, but at that time we did not have, a whole lot of Damon fighting oomph behind us.
He's
We
back.
just had you.
Nah, Austral still fucking hates the demons and the warp abominations that threaten this planet.
Okay. While we try to get the vehicle started, Morpheus would like to bring up, what did the tribal chieftain mean by dark warriors visit them every night?
Most likely our opponents we had during the cleansing of the tunnels.
Hmm. Then we need to get back to the Archconfessor as soon as possible so we can arm these people against them.
Agreed.
Awesome, guys.
And while
Everyone
you're sitting
receives
there
an
talking,
inspiration
all you're
point
hearing
for
is
beautiful role playing. And in the
all you're
vehicle on the
hearing
way
is a
back,
grinding.
you can roll a d100.
Dustin rolled the D100. I nominate Dustin to do it. He's got
Real
good
quick,
rolls.
Morton,
Mm-hmm.
do I know the actual troop count of what we have on this planet right now? Would we actually be able to send out a company of Imperial Guardsmen to entrench themselves in that community to help them?
It's all up to the Archconfessor, but yeah, you have a ton of squad. You have several squads.
15 on the D100.
Sick. Yeah, you have a pretty much a regiment here.
Okay, cool.
Good fighting force. Yeah. Well done. You.
Do you think I'll be?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Do you think I'll be able to get a new leg once I get back? Huh.
I
Ow.
don't know, Cleo. It seems like a lot of the mechanical things on this world seem to fail quite bad. I would be skeptical if we would be able to find you a perfect replaceable leg.
Maybe just get the Medicaid on base to take a look at me and repair me.
Can you even put weight on that leg?
I can, but the problem is, once I do, I am going to be on the ground.
So you must have a complete break through your femur.
No,
Well, the ankle thing is the most worrisome, but I don't like he's going to get out of his backpack his kneecap, which was somehow ripped cleanly out of his leg. This is my kneecap.
Oh,
This
what did
should
they
not
do to
be
you?
outside of me.
I
I
just
can
look at
physically
Cleo.
not bend my leg very well without this.
I look at Cleo and I say, yeah, you might be losing that leg.
I'll see what the Medicaid can do. I've been keeping it clean. It's sterile at least. I know there isn't an infection.
Morpheus nods his head. Alright, then continue on your way, Private G. Get us the hell out of here. We need to get back to base as soon as possible.
Beautiful. You're driving through this broken landscape. Dry earth.
Oh.
The sky is entirely clear of skies. And you drive all the way back to our terminal with 0 encounters because of your really
Oh.
good rolls.
What's
Apart
the one
from
I'm
every
looking
bump
for?
on the way.
I would relay once we get in range of data slate and all, relay everything to the base. Since I've taken that mantle up.
You send all the reports that you have.
All the reports on everybody, how everybody acted and did.
Do we know this? Or is this him privately doing it?
No, I've told y'all I've been doing this because I've made the point that we need to keep the Archconfessor and all, informed.
Do you leave out any
Don't send
details at all?
Yeah, yeah. Don't send any of those reports. We're gonna see him in person to talk about this.
Cleo's looking but
We gave them
procedure.
our word that we would do our best. Informing the Archconfessor of everything would not be in their best interest, and it wouldn't help us take this planet peacefully neither.
Cleo will look at the data slate, and he'll
Just send
look back.
reports that will pass normal inspection. But don't talk about any of the private meetings. We will inform the Archconfessor in person.
I can see the value in that. Cleo will send like all the reports, as he said, but nothing concerning the private meetings and all that. It like on that area of the report, it will just say sensitive information, and basically just he didn't put anything, just like
Each server member was powered to the... as a remembrance of the power of them. Each member of the circle had to die. Beautiful. You begin to approach the rector. A bright white
during
mist
this,
covers this swampy landscape. It's in the middle of some hills and wetlands surrounding the base. You're gonna start to see floodlights even though it's day. Some antennas on the roof, and then this large metallic base with an electric perimeter wall. A guardsman meets you and gives a greeting. You see these several guardsmen sort of gathering around fuel canisters on the outside. There's a large open area where machinery and tools are laid ready to maintain the vehicles as they return. The hangar bay doors
As
open.
we pass the gate guard,
Yeah.
I would like to look at Corporal Moment and inform the Archconfessor that we will be with him momentarily.
unless you need me, I'm going to be checking up on the Medicaid.
He nods. Various
I nod my head and I say to Cleo to take Oscaro and G with you to get everyone a checkup.
Got it. And once we unpack, at least Cleo will clean up a little bit and then take them there, passing by his the bunk room and putting his heavy backpack in there and heading to the Medicaid room.
I look over to Samuel and I say, we best get on to this meeting with the Archconfessor. We have a lot to talk about.
agreed. Samuel's gonna kind of look forward his thoughts entirely elsewhere.
Did the tribal chieftain give you anything? I saw you go up to him and him show you something.
Nothing would concern you.
Everything on this planet concerns me.
Not this.
Well, be sure to inform the Archconfessor upon it. Then. Morpheus gives a head nod and then starts walking towards Archconfessor's chamber.
You pass several squads on the way out to a patrol vehicle. Anyone want to do anything else before you approach?
Yeah, if anyone actually wanted to come with us, you're more than welcome. I just didn't know if y'all wanted to come or not. I figured Oscar didn't want to be there.
There's no point in no one being
cool.
there. Yeah. Unless you have some aversion to meeting the confessor.
The only thing I would be worried about would be G or Oscar somehow fucking it up. That's what would concern me.
So G will then, hearing this, will then say, "Well, then, with your permission, I will go and make sure my weapons and uniform are cleaned."
The power.
Just let you know though, if you're not gonna give away any extra details, you're more than welcome to join.
There is
But
magic.
in case he starts questioning everyone, it won't be easy to lie to him.
Yes, that's probably entirely true. It probably is best to.
As a link to the pillar. And destroy all of Northgarth. It was bonded to the pillar. The servants, and as the minds of the ones who are the pillars crumble, to destroy them, each member of the circle had to be returned.
And the merry band makes its way.
Everyone else enters the shrine room. I gather.
Yeah.
You slowly enter this marble floor, and as your feet land on the slight sort of descending steps, you hear the echo of your footsteps as the Archconfessor raises one eyebrow and looks over his shoulder. There is a smell of incense and soap. The stone statues and icons around you glimmer with light from candles and natural light from a small window. There are several altars with holy books that are adorned with cherubim carvings. One cherub is going to fly in front of you and just observe you as he lands on the corner of one of the shelves. The Archconfessor is standing there. His gallant red robe sort of slides across his shoulder as he looks to you. It's sort of shimmering with silk, almost as if you're looking at a fish in the ocean. His magnificence is striking. He looks in your direction.
Then Morpheus would approach and go down on one knee, head bowed.
A welcome return. Please, come in. He closes the book, walks across the floor, and puts down a candle.
Captain Morpheus speaks up and informs him that we've made great inroads with the Hume tribe.
In character, please. He turns around and goes, I trust you were able to subdue the locals, that they will not be a threat in the future.
They will not be a threat, but they require assistance from us.
He tilts his head sideways, or just slides his head slowly to the side, in disbelief. Assistance. They are savages.
They are a noble people, and they share common ancestry with us. They were ready to return to the fold.
Squad
They are
leader,
preyed upon.
I must remind you of your duty. Your duty here is foremost to the Imperium, not to the inhabitants of this world.
Of course, my lord, and that is why I say such things. They are ready for assimilation into the Imperium. They will be a great asset for us on this planet to use. But they do have some stipulations.
Really? And what is that?
They just ask that their women and children not be ground in the war machine. They are ready to send all able fighting men to join us and to help us If we're able to post some training units out near them, we can go ahead and begin training them now. Teaching them our combat forms, our weaponry, our tech, medicinal properties, medicine. They're ready to return to the fold.
I will not discuss such deep technical matters with you, but giving our enemies our weapons and strategies strikes me as a terrible idea.
They are not our enemy, my lord. They are preyed upon every night by the cultists that we ourselves fought in the cave. They talk about dark warriors that descend upon them. If we can be their salvation, they will look to us even more closely.
He raises his eyes, his lower jaw sort of goes out. He grits his teeth. Do a minus 50 fellowship test.
Ooh.
Base
Mine is-
fellowship?
Anyone can do this. No, you can choose the skill. Obviously not.
I am not there.
Obviously not intimidate.
I'm getting my leg fixed.
I will choose to assist him. Saying
You
that-
lay out the case for the tribe.
Nat one, nat one, nat one.
Holy shit,
Yes!
1 degree of success.
Oh!
The Archconfessor raises one eyebrow. Perhaps you do have a point. But why? Why should they be implemented in our duties, our way of life?
Because when the Administratum comes, it'll be easier for them to put the tithes upon them, and they'll be more willing to accept them and less likely to rebel.
My
Rebel?
lord,
Do they even understand what we say?
Yes, my lord, they do. And they can aid us in convincing the other tribes to join. And if not, they'll be there to back us up in slaughtering them.
He looks down at his tome again. While the savages may be able to speak, they are human and numerous. But they lack the vital connection with the Emperor that separates man from beast.
And, my Archconfessor, I believe you have preachers that will be able to bridge that divide.
The preachers are you, your weapons and fire. That will convince them.
Do we not have more ecclesiarchy support upon this world, my lord?
We already have the support of the Archdeacon.
Then could he send us preachers and emissaries to spread the word of the Emperor amongst the tribemen?
Do a fellowship test, minus 30.
got this.
Would Cleo's leg be back to working order now since he's been spending some time in the Medicaid?
Or additional
you
degrees
spend
of
like 10 minutes,
success.
bruh. It's gonna take longer than that.
No, I mean like once like it gets done, will he be back to working order?
4
We'll
degrees
see.
of success on that fellowship.
Ask me a little bit later, Cleo. He again seems a little bit skeptical. What exactly are you asking for, Morpheus?
I would need, at the bare minimum, a platoon of men. A company would be, I believe, better able to serve our interests. But if we're able to train these men, equip them, they will fight with us and for us. They will become honorary citizens of the Imperium yet, and we should be happy to return them to the fold.
While your fighting prowess might be impressive, in the end, I trust the Acolyte to make decisions of this matter. Samuel. He looks to you, Samuel.
Yes, Archconfessor.
What is your judgment?
I believe that they are capable of fighting and that they would be able to turn the tides on this planet
Will they turn on us? Can we
Without a
control
moment
them?
of hesitancy, he says, they absolutely can be trusted. I am confident of this.
If we train them in battle and give them our weapons, and they turn on us, we will lose everything we have fought for here. The Inquisitor
No, my lord. We
will
slaughter
arrive
them all
and see our death. I must warn you of the seriousness of your decision.
And this will fall on my head and my head alone. And my soul alone.
He ponders for a little moment. Indeed. While some doubt our mission here, the Sector Synod would simply not allow our mission to fail. I trust your decision. He, a little hesitantly, walks over to his data slate. Well then, for now you should focus on making contact with as many settlements and as many tribes as possible. Our interrogations have revealed every important site and trade connection on Rund, except some smaller settlements. If they put up any fight, you are free to engage them in any way you like. Do not spoil the Inquisition's investigation, however. If you feel that your presence somehow spoils the Inquisition's chance of success, leave and do not risk being outmaneuvered. We do not know what the locals are capable of. He looks at you, Samuel. As for weapons, provide them the minimum they would need to engage their enemies. Do not hand them long-range weapons or anything they could attack us with.
Samuel nods. Archconfessor.
He gestures as he walks across the floor. Explore the wasteland. Find the data vault. Perhaps the descendants of the four cardinals knows more. That is all. He stands there kind of... You can tell that his plans and his expectations of this meeting have been subverted.
Archconfessor, is there anything you would like to inform us upon?
He turns around slowly at the altar. Oh. Well. While you were away, our Medicae servitors, aided by Monitor 46 GRU, analyzed tissue from our prisoners. Here. He's gonna pull out a data slate and hand it to you.
I'm gonna begin scrolling through, analyzing all information presented to me.
You just have time for a surface skim. Basically, it says with 90% certainty the prisoners from the tribes have some sort of mutation. They deem that it's most likely a dangerous and heretical mutation as well.
Which tribe did these men hail from?
The same tribe you visited.
This is quite troubling.
Indeed.
I believe with access to this populace we could do stringent testing and see if all of them are contaminated as such.
He goes back, opens his book, and slowly starts reading.
With your leave, my lord.
He turns around. Find the vault. The locals are second priority. If you can avoid them, all the better. The Emperor protects.
The Emperor protects.
He lights a candle and begins dipping a pen in ink, opening the tome on the altar. As a cherubim flies down and sort of with his hands crossed in front of you, aids you to the door.
As soon as we pass the threshold, I'm going to look to Private Cleo. Go see your leg getting fixed.
He's in the Medicaid wing, getting some stuff done.
I'm gonna look to Oscarl and Samuel and say, the mutations are concerning. Is there any way we could reverse these mutations or fix this?
Perhaps one.
I would recommend seeing the specimen itself alongside Private Cleo, if possible, as to further understand its nature.
Captain Morpheus nods his head. I agree. That would be very wise. Let us go and visit Private Cleo and see what we can gather.
Nice. Private Cleo, you're
Samuel.
go ahead, sorry.
Samuel actually breaks off from the group and heads toward the living quarters. His focus is entirely elsewhere at the moment.
Nice. Alright, guys. You want to get to the medical room?
You would see Cleo sitting on a operating table. He's awake, sitting up in just some shorts. They're working on his left leg, setting the ankle. The medical servitor with many needles and things, just working on his ripped open leg. You would also notice that he has a new sniper rifle beside him, a rather new looking one. And on the other hand, on his right hand, another medical servitor is working, peeling up the skin on his palm and down the inside of his arm. He looks to you all and gives you a wave. You wave with his left arm, and you notice the flowing, ridiculous amounts of tattoos that look like a gaudy art piece, something better for spire nobility to own than to be on a person. As he waves with it, you notice that the light almost shifts and reflects off of it. Most indeed tattoos painted with aluminum ink. Cleo gives you a thumbs up. Well, thanks for visiting me while I'm over here.
Expression point.
He'll chuckle.
Is that an electro tattoo you have?
Not an electo, no, just something the painted angels do on the solium.
I'm glad you're being mended, but I need your medical experience, and I pass him the data slate with the information on the mutations. Can you read up on this and figure out if this is reversible or changeable? And then I look over to one of the medical servitors and I ask, bring out the bodies from the tribesmen that are on ice. I must view them.
The servitor working on Cleo's mind impulse unit or the weapon interface unit on his hand would look at you, look in the most vapid sense, and pull away from his hand, and you hear a ripping of flesh, and Cleo just goes. He stalls for a moment and makes that sort of like jittery, like he's about to go but he's staying quiet as the servitor just rolls away, and Cleo's just lightly gripping the data slate like, okay. All right. I wasn't expecting the servitor to do that. And he looks, and you look down, or he looks to his right hand, and you would see, if anyone's played Cyberpunk, it's kind of like the ballistic the ballistic cybernetic built into his hand.
Nice.
I'll read up on this, and I guess I'll use my Medicaid to make sense of it. My new icon's right there. It's just small.
You should tell him your degrees of success.
Oh, sorry, 2 degrees of success. That's my bad.
On your Medicaid, okay. What were you trying to do?
Try and figure out. I was reading about the mutation and using my Medicaid knowledge to figure out what kind, where. I may not know about mutations and all, but I can know the effects, and by that, what it's affecting.
Right on. So, Samuel, returning to your living quarters, you're gonna see, you put down the pick recorder on the table, slowly dropping it. A man is sitting there. You've never seen him before. He is a Sergeant, Chris Jones. He has been attached to your squad.
Samuel will just look over at the man, give him a nod, and take off his armor. He's going to strip down, change into other clothes, try to get a little bit more comfortable before he is about to. He swears that he has a look of concentration, and he's just trying to get rid of all of these mundane things that are getting in his way, distracting him from his focus. He brings out the pick recorder, transfers that information onto the data slate, and he cross-references maps of the geography of this area and sees if there are areas that might correspond with the crudely drawn map.
Nice. As you study the map, you notice that there are some anomalies and shapes and patterns that repeat. It doesn't look like a map, really. It looks more like an encryption. The trees and natural landscapes are more interpretations that must have grown out of copy after copy. Do a cryptology test. -10. If you want to analyze it now, you can wait. If you want to wait.
Is there anything that I would be able to, since this is a cryptology test, and seeing as we have spent some time with the natives here, is there anything that I can possibly glean further in terms of their customs, in terms of the way that they seem to have acted, the way that they speak?
Sorry, gleam about what? I'm not understanding.
About potentially how they would interpret this this crude drawing or anything like that. If they were speaking more metaphorically, if they spoke.
Yeah. This would have been so old that they don't know what it originally meant or was. Just that it was vitally important, and the chieftain would have told you that this is the most precious object that they had, and it is the one thing they have managed to retain by copying it again and again and from this data that was given to them by their ancestors.
I put up my hand across my cheek, ponder deeply, and I'm going to use Flash of Insight. So it's going to apply 1 fate point in order to reveal a single clue or lead
Nice.
to the progression of this.
Well done.
Awesome.
The drawing is in fact a series of binaric numbers. Reading into the trees, you take out a magnifying glass, slowly revealing 1, 0, 1, 0 around the different trees and bushes and stones. The rocks and the landscape is actually, if you put them together, a binaric code. You slowly interpret where all the binary code is. Going over it once, you see that you missed like half of them. You go over it again, you missed several more. In the end, you start like making a mental notice, and you might have to do circles around every time you see a 0 or a 1. There are a lot of them. The shapes are very perfectly reproduced in a very determinate manner. The binary code is itself just a series of numbers, and you can sit there the rest of the night and plot them down. In the end, you're not sure what it spells, but it is a series of numbers and letters.
So I will take the remainder of the night, and I'm going to transcribe that information into the data slate as I go on. But at the back of my head, I'm also going to remember that disturbing display that the Psyker and the look that the man had given me. Askellon, I'm not sure about what to do with the man, but he's just gonna kind of mutter to himself, what am I going to do with you?
What you talking about?
Yeah, you have an Imperial Guardsman in the room. He's like watching you do all this magic shit, and he's got no idea what's going on.
Yeah. What you doing there? Because I'm like just taking my weapon apart, cleaning it.
Yeah. Amazing. You get an inspiration point. I love it.
I need silence. And he's gonna kind of trail off and continue decoding the information, looking for anything that connects all of this binary and see if any of it makes sense. I'm going to note particularly patterns and repetitions. I'm going to note things that stand out that break the repetition. And a little bit later on, I'm going to see if I can run it into some kind of database to look for anything that might translate something like this.
Very nice. You can go ahead and do a logic test. Straight logic test.
4 degrees success.
Excellent. Then you can do a common lore Askellon sector test.
5 degrees of success.
Jesus. Yeah, that's... these are coordinates. coordinates point to one of the poles of the world. It is deep in the forests, in the far south pole of Rund. You have the exact coordinates it points to.
And knowing these exact coordinates, would any of the geography of the world that we have in front of us belay any kind of more specific information? What kind of creatures, what kind of what kind of environment, what kind of things like that? Anything that I and the squad could prepare for?
Yeah. This particular pole, as you open up your data set and read the reports of the world, the tectonic plates, the different layout of the world, this particular pole is completely covered in a tree-like growth that grows all the way up to the atmosphere of the world, basically making it a large dome, an impenetrable dome. The rest of the binary code, as you put it together, you can do a cryptology test -20.
Would that be under scholastic lore?
Yep.
Or
That's right.
-20. 1 success, 1 degree of success.
Sick. Yeah, it's literally a text saying, "This is our ancient vault, our most precious history." You regain a fate point.
Whoa!
Sweet.
That happens when you recover a big clue.
Yep.
I suspect that this would have taken me the remainder of the night. It definitely would have been something for me to burn the midnight oil, and as I go to sleep, as I go to bed, I'm going to rattle off the potential of what can happen in the next day, and again, I'm going to think of the look that Oskar gave me, and that's going to flash a couple of times before I'm able to nod off and go to sleep.
Awesome. Back at the medical bay. And Private Cleo. The analysis is done. You look at the reports and sort of try to discern if there's anything wrong with them. Do a scrutiny test. Any of you can do this. I'm imagining you're sort of lean around the results, looking at them. Any of you can do a -30 scrutiny.
Scrutiny. Okay.
Yes. All of you can do this. Not Samuel, he's busy.
Fuck.
Leo doesn't have scrutiny, so y'all gotta help.
Okay, and
Not
then
security. Scrutiny.
oh fuck.
Private Guy trying to pull the wool over my eyes. I'm always watching.
You know, just see if you're still there. That's all.
I'm gonna inspiration mine.
Yep.
Just damn. Someone is gonna do an assistance, please.
Yeah, I got you.
-30, right?
Yeah, I got nothing. -6.
Okay, I'm gonna search it real quick if I have something to assist me with scrutiny. No. minus 20 from assistance. Success with 1!
Oscar,
Oh,
you point out a part of the report that, or the analysis rather, where they seem to have some contamination. You can do a minus 30 Medicaid tests. Any of you.
oh, that's me. That's me.
Yeah, that's you. Is it
Question. A diagnoster also helps. Like, it can look at information. Like, it can scan stuff, but I would also think you can feed information to it. And it
Not
gives
in
me a
this
plus
case.
20 when looking.
This is not.
Okay, not on this.
This is just pulling on your knowledge in your head, your scholastic knowledge.
Minus 30, you said?
You're getting assistance, so
Okay, so minus
Yeah,
20.
yeah. You have an assistant nurse. with-
Success with 4 additional degrees.
Sick.
Let's go.
Yes, let's go!
It would seem that the report that says it's 90% certain is wrong. There is a contamination at a critical point in the analysis, and there is no evidence that they have any mutations.
Cleo will be looking through like all the evidence files, and he's just going to, the one hand that he has, he's going to set down the data slate, bring it up to his head, and just rub his forehead. Are people nowadays so incompetent that they can't keep materials clean?
Can I look on the data slate and find what troopers actually did the analysis?
Yeah, the 2 medical servitors standing in the corner of the room.
Captain Morpheus, that thing says it has a 90% accuracy rate. It's wrong. If you look here, when they say they're performing subsection A, when they were actually extracting the materials to test, look, follow this. It says they were using these tools right here, but if you go and look on the associated, what's the word I'm looking for? Maintenance logs for the servitors, you can see that they hadn't been cleaned yet. There's been cross-contamination. There's probably a high likelihood that they're not mutated at all. Just that there's a bad reading because someone was lazy and forgot to clean the servitors.
I'm glad you're not lazy.
With all due respect, Captain, I must say that we're asking the opinion of poor Private Cleo, which is possibly sedated beyond belief.
I am on
I
no
would-
pain medication right now, thank you very much.
Excuse me if I believe that you are not the most pristine source of information at this point, as Austral has his back turned towards the servitor and puts a single finger to his lip. And then continues, you must understand, this is just the ramblings of a mere private, Captain.
I'll take that into my thought.
I may be a private, but I didn't have a near mental break, now did I?
Well, it's quite hard being a psycher, what can I say?
I looked to the medical servitors and asked them, do you have video recording devices?
The servitor does indeed have an implanted picture recorder.
I asked it to show me its actual real-time analysis of the body and its step-to-step procedures.
It mechanically moves forward, revealing a recording.
Cleo will point out whenever it plays. Look, it's not. The scalpels aren't even clean.
Cleo, enough.
He'll hold up his good arm and just like, all right then.
After watching the video, I pull up my data slate and generate a small report. And then I put my data slate back into my pack. Look to Cleo. Once you're fixed up, return to the living quarters. I look to the rest of the group. Carry on with your business. Dismissed.
So Sergeant James will enter the Medicaid room and look at the captain and give him a salute.
Captain Morpheus returns to the salute. Rank and
Continue,
designation.
sir.
Rank and designation.
Sergeant Chris Jones of the 258th Armageddon Scout Platoon.
Are you reporting in to me for duty?
Yes, sir.
Sick voice acting. Fucking love it.
Glad to hear that we have another trooper on our team. This is the rest of the team, minus one who's currently in the living quarters. I'll let them see to the introductions. I have some administrative work I must see to. And Captain Morpheus again dismisses everyone and continues out of his way, heading towards the armory.
I will look at
after
the,
watching to see. Carry on.
Yeah, in the armor you're
Oh,
gonna
sorry.
find references and complaints to the Departmental Monitorum. The Throne Agent is not here right now. You sort of read the papers on the desk, and you read that the tithes in the sector only cover the bare minimum of what well-equipped regiments should have. And that is what the Throne Agent is busy working on. You yeah, he would return and sort of work on his own thing. Just let you roam around there. However, he is only interested in talking to Samuel.
At the armory?
Yeah.
I look up to Dents and I say, I have a list for your purview of a requisition that is to be taken to the home tribe, about 750 kilometers from here. I'm also requisitioning a company of Imperial Guardsmen for training exercises as well.
Training exercises?
And then
turns over.
I give a single head nod, and I give him the data slate with all the information he's going to need for the actual units I'm needing to pull for training purposes, along with designations for the weaponry. I've included only slug throwers and last weaponry. No
And
heavy
with that-
weapons, nothing too
And with
extensive.
that, we're gonna round off the session. Everyone gets 400 XP, and we continue next time. Keep role-playing in the medical or living room. As long as you want, you can talk and have an exposition. I'll see you next week.
Ugh.
Okay, cheers. So the sergeant walks into the medical bay and
Be a Medicaid, Cleo, they say. It'd be better than being on the front lines, they say. What use is being a Medicaid if no one listens to you?
Soon after, you would feel something plucking at the corners of your mind. You'd hear Austral voice going, "Be careful of what you speak. The worlds have ears, and going against the Archconfessor, even if to correct him, can prove to fatal consequences."
This came from the Archconfessor.
No, you'd see Austral looking at you, his eyes a bit alight. Clearly, he's sending a telepathic message to you.
Well, Cleo asked that out loud, like, what, excuse me, what? What? Or you would hear inside of his head, crap, no, don't tell me, oh no. That's about what you hear inside of his head.
You, actually, can you roll me willpower for a thing?
Oh gosh. Willpower is my dump stat for Cleo.
Why the fuck do you have willpower as your dump stat?
Look, man, I wasn't expecting Damon's.
Even so, Jesus Christ. Rookie mistake, dude. Strength and fucking weapon skill is the dump stat to go. Anyway, if you fail Oh yeah, okay.
I die,
Um,
don't I?
No, you hear Australs in your head. You feel very relaxed, and a wave of relaxation washes over you, and you feel so at peace. Worries leave you, unless you consider this to be impossible, which you in which case you automatically succeed.
No. He's not like. It's not like I'm going to die level panic.
Are you like sweating profusely?
Yeah, it's sweating profusely then. Ooh.
Yeah, private. So I'm wrong.
Not particularly. Ooh.
Yo, calm down. You're not fighting orcs or anything like that.
Wow. Soon enough, you'd wish you'd be fighting orcs.
It's not that bad. That bad. That bad.
Master saying, actually, Austral will step aside. Obviously, the connection between you and Austral has been cut. She will draw to the side of G and say to G real quick, and in a silent tone, Samuel should be aware of this. Dustin, you dead?
Samuel's asleep at
Sorry.
at the siege.
Yeah. But Dustin, you there?
I'm back yet.
Okay. Austral would come to you and say, perhaps Samuel should be aware of this, clearly outside of anyone's hearing.
I'm sorry. I'm assuming we're talking about the
fact that
doctor
the
medical report.
Yeah, the Archconfessor is basically. Austral will say, it is quite damning proof that the Archconfessor uses the Ordos, the most holiest of Ordos, for his own purposes, and